有吗？跟刚刚的气氛截然不同。看大姨妈自己走过来啊，就在隔壁，当自己家啊，自己找自己找。小怪古木尼，尤卡古木尼，满月兔兔古木尼，姻缘古木尼，邋遢古木尼，我王子古木尼，美影古木尼，岩壁古木尼，我来了，我来办案了。比起整理房间，我更喜欢办案。大好き。兴奋，不啰嗦，走。嘿，存档只有3个吗？这么严苛？这个是不是要对称的排列？这个是不是要给他扶正啊？完了完了，开始有开始有不好的影响。寻找古木尼。哦，哈啊，什么意思？这3个我都看不懂。Tangle Tower，Go 几点？哎，有小船。哇，绿藻头，这是湖边。
It's a bird bath.
鸟浴池。
Is that just rainwater?
看起来有点奇怪。这个东西刚刚看蛮多的。
The birds seem to like it.
哇，小烟嗓哦，美女，小烟嗓哦。
They're even singing a little tune.
Please don't do that.
Please don't do that. 这个看多了。这个嘛，等一下我们在湖面上面会看到有人开枪的影子吗？音乐会太磅礴吗？看一下，音乐还行吗？看没休息一下。可以的话，可以调大声，也可以调小声，因为它有配音。还行，还行的意思是这边要为你加强一点，还是宝宝 Good morning， 加强一点点好了，一点点，一点点。好，一点点。Rocks.
Fascinating.
Fascinating.
Aren't they? The ground's moist, but it's not muddy.
Moist 是潮湿的意思。我学到这个单字呢，是在甜点的评审试吃蛋糕的时候，就说非常喜欢这个湿软的口感。
Wonder how often it rains here.
I cannot believe how exciting this murder investigation is already.
已经有谋杀案了，也太快了吧！
It's just an archway, but it seems a little ominous.
天哪，这个游戏的语音包就是要配音的地方也太多了吧！我想按到没有配音的地方都还不行哎。
Like walking through it might give you bad luck.
穿门而过可能让人倒大霉，那你从边绕就好了，从旁边绕。
Too late.
Too late.
Why is the sky yellow?
哇塞，你这个游戏
Not everything is a mystery, Grimoire.
古力莫蒂尔。
The sky can be whatever color it likes.
天空可以是他喜欢的任何颜色，人类也是哦。
Do you think anybody's watching us from one of those windows?
我现在比较想知道我点哪里，我们才不会触及到任何语音。
Maybe. Let's wave just in case.
It's the little boat we used to cross the lake. It's the only way on or off the island.
What a comforting thought.
拱门地面也可以，绳子呢？
I tied the boat up to the mooring
这里也
post,
有
so
吗？
it'll stay
太
put
多了吧！
for now. Probably.
Loving the confidence.
地砖呢？
Grimore, I've been standing here for 7.5 minutes.
对不起，不好意思。对
Just checking.
不
Do
起
you have the map?
Yeah, but it's basically blank.
，Frank。
Did you read the case file? What do you think?
I'm not sure yet. It's really not a lot to go on. Did you read it?
哈？为什么这里要女字旁的你？
Yeah, I'll read it on the way to the crime scene.
你是女孩子哦。What？ 谋杀案的受害者弗雷亚·法洛，他在画肖像画到一半的时候死去，应该是过劳吧，或是稿费太低。在 F 塔。他正摆好姿势，准备画像，准备画画吧。然后他被发现平躺在地，胸口有一处的刺伤。现场没有凶器，但是画作的主人公拿着一把刀，刀尖上的红色液体不是颜料，而是血。哇！太好玩了！哎呦哎呦！再给一点吗？不行。哦，案件档案这样看啊，这个嘞，弗雷亚死者。这里有6个问号，什么意思？这个是什么 ？Hello， 雷亚怎么死的？哦，好，哦，好可爱哦！这个眼影真不错。花园一般都是人类的美女在弹奏竖琴。这个地方的主人应该很喜欢水翼部吧？
It's a statue of some hideous, scaly, bipedal fish
不
monster
许你这么说。
Playing a harp.
playing a harp. Hang on a second.
好好好，
This isn't just a regular statue, is it?
现在就开始解谜吗？
Something tells me we're not going to solve this just yet.
看来这个谜团目前还无法破解。啊，如果暴力破解了怎么办？鸟、外星人、螃蟹，火影忍者的手印。
Let's come back later.
好，
It must do something.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
手持大竖琴的2栖动物肖像。这边有4个暗号啊，是琴键，是琴键。嘴唇是嘴唇， なるほど。
Spooky. What do you
Spooky，
think it's for?
I think it's to scare away detectives.
我觉得应该有秘密的入口，
Is it working?
No.
这样踩进去，应该是这边解开，然后门就可以进去吧。どういます？但
It's a stone carving. Wonder how it got cracked.
I think it's supposed to look like that. It's an egg.
这里有一个鸟鸟，
What animal is that?
Hawk. Bear. Lizard.
Right, of course. A hawk bear lizard.
英雄蜥蜴，香
This
菇
is some garden.
Do the plants all look a little strange to you?
It's a path through the garden. Leads up to the house, I assume.
哇，这个写文本的人疯了，配音的人也疯了。
It's a bandstand.
演奏
It's
台
small for a bandstand.
比较像凉亭吧？
It's a one-man bandstand.
It's quiet.
Mm-hmm.
嗯哼，
You're supposed to say, too quiet?
It's not. It's an appropriate amount of quiet.
刚刚好的安静。好，继续走。大门，
Oh.
哦
What?
Oh. There's an O on the floor.
哦哦
Yeah, Tangle tour.
Tour.
，tour 台湾人，Tangle 台湾人，拿起来吧，
What?
Oh, tour.
干嘛不拿起来按上去？好燥哦，这里。
Little bird feeders.
喂鸟器，
How do you know they're for birds?
Little bird feeders.
How do you know they're for birds?
Why build a house here anyway?
I'm sure they had their reasons.
Why build a house here anyway?
I'm sure they had their reasons.
这里也有一个雕像
I
啊
think he'll start to move if we try to go inside.
No, I think he'll just silently judge us.
嗯，诶，这个是什么
Is？that an envelope?
看起来很像信封，没
It's been
错。
opened, but the letter's still in there. Let's read it.
Isn't that an invasion of someone's privacy?
哦，
No, definitely.
信封被撕裂，里面就有一张纸，密码画在另外一张纸上，记住。反正你之后赶快毁掉。你说的我并不同意，你去那下面找不到的。这是硬翻，对不对？如今它被称为 Tangle Tower， 实际上它是由底部两座塔哦 Tower 啊，下面用这边连起来，所以就是兔耳形状的一栋建筑物。周围有环形的湖泊，湖泊是奇怪的颜色。Tangle Tower 目前是法洛家族还有重点家族的聚集地。OK， 好想编起来哦，花花。
A path leading towards the stone square. Should we ring the doorbell?
Why would we not?
叮咚，
It's a little melody. Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can just walk straight in.
I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
让我进去。
Don't think it's locked. I'm pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
可恶，
It's red, but I don't think it's painted. It's just red.
嗯，我可以进去了吗？我们是有礼貌的人。可以耶。
Let's head to the crime scene first.
哈，我不能先逛逛吗？
It's at the top of the west tower, I think.
这边看起来可以直接通到这里。先做一个假想，这里感觉也可以。哇， 太对称了吧，太像我刚刚玩的游戏了吧 ？F 跟 P， 法洛家族跟重点家族。然后圆形、菱形、圆形、圆形、圆形、圆形、菱形、菱形、菱形，圆圆的，这次的，这样吗？方的，这次的。都有对称，但是又完全不一样。看样子是看起来很合，但是其实很不合呢？还是看起来很不合，但其实很合呢？哪一种？
It's a big glass tube filled with water.
There are weeds in there. And sand.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except there's nothing living in it anymore.
大水缸。嘿。
Sally, check those plants for clues.
它叫莎莉。
Is soil a clue?
Sally, check those plants.
Is soil a clue?
Sally, check those plants.
Is soil a clue?
好啦，
A big letter F.
Of course.
大 F，
Who doesn't hang a giant banner of their initial in the lobby of their mansion?
谁不想用他们名字手写字母的巨型挂布装饰他们的大厅呢？我想想，那我要挂森。这是什么？
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
族谱。哦，英文，谢谢。菲欧娜·法洛，我们的被害者是这个弗雷亚。
Freya Fellow.
The murder victim.
She's barely related to the main family at all.
很分支哎，
Penelope Pointer.
潘尼洛普。
Half Pointer, half Brackley.
Do you think she still lives here?
挂3吗？也可以啦。但是挂3的话，感觉会被问说，那1跟2在哪里？
Fiona Fellow, dead center. She must be important.
She's half fellow and half Remington.
Do you think she still lives here?
哦，就是以他这样子长出来的吗？
Lord Remington.
He sounds important. Lady
I
Remington.
think I have one of those in my bathroom.
什么意思？
Finally, we get to investigate a murder in a spooky mansion.
It's not that spooky, really.
Don't ruin this.
我们要去哪里呢？今天满满的营业，没错，因为礼拜1要去拔智齿了。大概今年还有办法开台吗？哦，好。他叫我们走这里耶。哇塞，夫人，是要画你，对吧？很明显的。但这个留声机布条该换一下了吧？这里有一个暗门呢。
That's the only door in and out of the room.
唯一的门，我们从这里来的哦。
It's also on the floor.
哦，所以是有人破门而入。
Sure is. Guessing it's not supposed to be down there.
好。漫威取名法，姓氏跟名字都要同一个开头字母。诶，是哦。 拔完回家冰敷，对啊，这个是
Supposedly, Freya was working on the painting when she was killed.
他遇害的时候正在画这一幅画。
Looks like she was still holding her paintbrush and
可是
palette
怎么
when she
可能
fell.
当他摔倒的时候还拿着他的画笔跟调色盘？所以应该真的是画到一半暴毙而亡吧。
Didn't even get a chance to clean her brush.
调色盘中填满了各式各样的颜料，最大的是中间那坨黑色的这一坨。画笔上仍沾着干掉红颜料，也是有红色的。嗯哼。嘿，还是要详加调查。我来看看。好像没有更
There it is. The unfinished portrait of Flora Philo.
So, what? Freya was killed halfway through painting it.
我有时候也会想说，如果画到一半暴毙的话，那谁来通知委托者？不好意思通知您，因为作画的这个，深观宇宙工作室的工作人员因为身体因素无法完成。
Looks that way.
Maria 似乎无法完成这幅画，因为她在作画过程中死了，哭啊！弗罗拉似乎挥舞一把刀，刀尖上这个是真的血。好好。
I wonder if all of Freya's paintings are this creepy. Maybe it's just because she never got to finish it.
There's something wrong with the crime scene.
有点不对劲，
And something really weird about the murder weapon.
凶器很
We
奇
didn't
怪。
find a murder weapon.
嗯？我
Flora's portrait is holding a knife tipped with blood because it's
哇，
stained
是这样
red.
子的方式，酷哦。
What?
Weird, huh?
You think Freya was stabbed by a painting? Not by the woman from the painting, but by the painting itself.
Mhm. Freya was standing right up by the canvas when she was killed. There's blood on the knife. It's the murder weapon.
用很浪漫的
But
方
it's
式
not
想，就是这
actually a
样。
knife. It can't stab.
See any other knives around here?
诶，
Case closed.
The case is not closed. And even if you were right, where does that leave us? A painting can't be a murder
我
suspect.
们就是逮捕那幅画。哦，哈？诶，未完的画作什么意思？我刚刚，what？ Yoko, good morning。咖啡中毒 good morning。是要跟女人讲话吧？哦，
Flora Philo?
哇哇哇哇哇！
Hey,
哇，
sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
不好意思，请问一
You
下，
witnessed the murder,
你有
Flora?
看到这起案子吗？夫人，
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's entitled to her silence.
他
I
有权保
suppose.
持沉默，也是啦，也是啦。诶，哈？哦，问话。
Flora fellow?
Hey, sorry to barge in. I'm sure you're still in some distress.
We need to ask you a few questions, I'm afraid.
Did you witness the murder,
你有
Flora?
目击到吗，夫人？
Nothing. What do we do?
Not sure. She's
For
entitled.
now. Is there anything you'd like to tell us, Flora?
你有什么要告诉我们的吗，夫人？
I don't really know anything about you at all.
I think that's the way she likes it.
弗罗
We'll
拉
just have
的
to ask other people about her.
Yeah.
弗罗拉的 A 是 A 搞的 A 吗？
Freya was painting your portrait yesterday. Is that right?
我要
Was
生
this
气了。
something you had planned with her ahead of
哦
time?，
完全不讲
Was
话
there。something special about yesterday?
Did you talk to Freya at all while she was painting you?
算了啦，不用问
She's
了。
not going to answer us, is she?
Nope. But at least we can say we tried.
可恶，完全不讲供词。嗯，
Flora, you were definitely in the room at the time of the murder. Surely you must have seen something?
看到什么都可以告诉我
Can you
嘛。
tell me anything about what happened to Freya? She's acting pretty suspicious if you ask me.
I don't know. Maybe she really doesn't know anything.
How is that possible?
这个是未解锁的。
Is that a gramophone?
留声
I
机
think，so, except it's got a tape deck instead of a turntable.
但它是卡的，假的。好，是 OK。就算现在会有一些蓝牙音响，但是它故意做的像是以前的收音机一样。它是卡带播放器，
It's also got a big crack down the middle.
大裂缝。这个从喇叭一直延伸到卡带机，这个东西有看过诶，在雕像的其中一个键盘。
What about the cassette tape?
Yeah, it sure is. Ink.
哦，这是送给弗雷亚的，也就是死者的。因为午安呐、我现在眼睛有点，可以，我可以。Good morning, good morning。
Do you think it still works?
The gramophone? We could give it a go.
我们来看看，试试看。好，哇！
It's piano music.
钢琴。 啊！最后那个是什么？好恶心哦！我本来还想悠悠的在那边说，下午的4:54，感谢匿名的观众送给我们这一首，吓死！还好我把它听完。
An egg with bird feet.
It's also covered. What a completely ordinary object.
I think it's a container. or something.
又要整理了是吗？
Those gems look like they come off.
调换宝石的位置，旋转蛋来看背面的线索。哦，
Reset the puzzle.
行。
It's some kind of clue about where to put the gemstones.
OK。所以这个的话是近射吗？好，这个是红色的，这个是蓝色的。红色的旁边是蓝色的。嗯，等一下哦，这边红色、蓝色，红跟蓝的中间是蓝色的。它并不是完全照那个走，它是只有这个线路是一样的。好，它不是整个拼过去。紫色、蓝色、紫色、黄色，然后这一个闪电是粉红色到粉红色。再来这个走到红色，对。那这样。
Nope.
Did you check them? Pretty sure it explains where to put each.
那
That's the one.
Hey,
Ah.
not bad.
好，耶！
Did it unlock? What's in there?
Nothing.
Nothing.
什么都没有。
Well, I'm not leaving without a clue. An empty egg is a clue, right?
一旦解锁就可以把蛋打开，但是它目前是空空的，里面有一层天鹅绒的柔软材料，三角鸟，是你耶，小鸟。
It's so.
Somehow the sunlight doesn't seem to be making it very far into the room.
啊，
We're at
天
the
花
top
板
of the，tower,
我们在
right?
塔顶吗？
I think so. Why?
Doesn't matter. It's nothing.
书门材料，
Freya's painting supplies.
红黄蓝黑白，红黄蓝黑白。 每一罐都裂开。红黄蓝黑白，红黄蓝黑白，红黄蓝黑白，红黄没有蓝色啊。
Freya's painting supplies. There it is. The
So-
looks that way.
好，这边，
Freya's painting supplies.
诶，好。窗户，刚刚这一盆是在指这个东西吧？调查一下。
A little pot plant, balanced on the window ledge.
对，
It's the only plant in the entire
它
room.
是整个房间唯一的植物。对哦，这样不对呀，因为那幅画这里还安排了这个啊，所以假设这个才是真的。1、2，所以他是看着这幅画。它是这样在这里，这个是盖上去的吧？有人再画上去。と思います。
Stairs.
可以遇到别人吗？这个时候是不是可以去到这里了呢？可以了。哦，这是我们刚刚在的地方哎，真的是这样走过来，天哪！然后假设刚刚那边的龙头是入口，是雕饰的话，所以这边是他的身体，他这样绕着一整个水源。
There's a metal plaque on the bench.
Is there a message engraved on it?
I think there was at one point, but someone scratched it off.
哇
Whoa, nice cape.
You're
Wow,
not fellows
nice
or
cape.
pointers. I'm sure I shall immediately regret asking. But who are you, and what is your business here?
I'm Sally, and this is my sidekick Grimoire.
A private detective, Grimoire.
Really? You're a detective.
对，
If this is a joke, it's not a good one.
Who are you, anyway?
你是谁？我是古力魔。
Detective Hawkshaw.
哎，你也是侦探？
Nice. Hawkshaw's a cooler name
Hawkshaw.
than Grimoire. Maybe I'll become her sidekick.
Her
You're not on the Freya fellow case, too, are you?
That is classified information between myself and my client. Clearly, this is something which eludes you. But a real detective refrains from handing out informations to persons unknown.
Oh, right.
Now, if you would, I have work to do. It's not in my interest to discuss
介
personal
绍一下嘛，
details.
认识一下
Even if
同
you're one
行
of。the suspects in a
名
murder?
片，名片。
Very well. Let us make a small exception. Ask.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I'm
调
on a
查案件。
case at the behest of my client.
尾店 Good morning，
How long have you been at Tangle Tower?
133 hours.
133个小时，
5.5
5天半
days.，
谢谢。
Who are you working for?
I am not at liberty to answer that.
哎，
Now, I shall permit you one more question.
What crime are you...
How'd you get that scar? It's cool.
You really think so?
哎，
As it happens, I completed an examination of Flora's room on the morning before the murder. I've been investigating every single room at Tangle Tower. Hers was one of the last on my list.
谁？
Did you find anything unusual?
Nothing but a thin layer of dust. and an atmosphere of somber melancholy.
Was Flora in there at the time?
She spent the duration of my search staring up at the sky.
跟我们看到的一
The
样。
window. Didn't say a word. Although I'm told this is the expected behavior.
他们
What did you do after that?
I spent the early evening searching the library.
这里有图
It
书
took
室，
longer than it should have. Fiona leaves that room in a permanent state of disarray.
Fiona was in the library too.
I expected her to make an appearance, but she did not.
And you stayed in the library the rest of the day?
Not quite.
供
Towards
词
the early evening, my examination of the library was unexpectedly disrupted. Sounds of running, wailing, shouting from several floors above. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared. He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. Our eyes
他好
met.
像藤木爷
He
爷
was。breathless. Something had caused him great alarm. He told me to stay out of the way. I consented. I decided to return to my office in the stone square. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me.
Penelope，
She was clutching the banister of the Pointer staircase with an apprehensive manner. She wished to know where Professor Pointer had gone. I told her what had transpired. Then, she too crossed the hall and disappeared up the fellow staircase.
哼
More so than at any moment prior, I felt like quite an intruder in the house. I took my leave, out towards the stone square. The grounds were silent. There were no signs of human life. Even the greenhouse was without its typical
温室
inhabitant. I noted that he, too, must be
温室
attending
温室温
this
室，
inspiring and fellow tower. An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
园
He
丁。
spoke to me of what had occurred.
我跟你讲
His
哦
report was，as
宾馆
clumsy
有
and
人
cumbersome as
有
the
人
man
死
giving it.
去。
Did he seem upset?
He was rattled. That much was clear, but sorrowful, mournful, I cannot say.
好的，所以这里很明显是温室，这里是图书室。なるほど。
Is that a clock?
If it is, it's a clock with 4 faces.
哦，
I'm guessing it doesn't tell the time.
4个的话，不就跟刚刚的雕像有点像吗
What？ does it do?
旋转表面，直到4根指针都指在正确的位置。什么叫正确？哈，正确的位置。哈 ？What？这个看起来像3，这个是2吗？这个就是月亮啊。是3点。这是什么啊？看一下。6或是9吗？9。啊，所以还要在这里9对9这样子，3对3，12对12。OK， 那你是什么？看不出来你是什么这里要遮住。你是9还是6？等一下，你是9还是6？看 看起来真的是蛮像，3、6，这个是你们两个谁是6，谁是9啊？3、6、9、12。哦，好。你们会一样？这两个是联动的，这两个联动。哇，这个难了，这个难了。可是我3跟9调好了，12调好了，6调好了，什么时候？我怎么做的？
I got it.
哈？我不知道，但我调好了。
I'm impressed.
我是天才吗？
What's in the box?
你刚刚讲的好，我们认真来想一下。3、6、9、12，好，这是怎样喊出来就赢了的招式吗？
A little tool thing? Looks like a telescope. But I'm not actually sure what it is.
小镜头，这个我知道，行车记录器，底部有一个螺丝。怎么会这样？谢谢哦。
It's a sea serpent turned into stone by a wizard.
If you
海
say
蛇。
so.
Beheaded by the same wizard.
哦，不是哦，你不是哦，我很抱歉。香菇。
You ever see a mushroom that big before?
Not in real life.
A giant glowing gemstone full of
温室
plants.
温室
AKA a greenhouse.
，AKA greenhouse。Go。哥哥还想说，这边的植物长得哦，你在等我下班是不是？恐怖死了！好啦，走啦，吃饭。
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not edible.
它在罐子里面 ，OK。
Looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
哇，果实有坚硬如宝石的外皮，这里面的土是不寻常的蓝色。我现在对蓝色有点敏感哦，因为我们刚刚的颜料里面明明有蓝色的，可是那个调色盘上面没有。
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
拍Sigma 猫蛋蛋蛋白羊座金牛座 X 跟 S 这是什么啊？阿尔法贝塔先记录下来。
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
上面其实还有数字。
A little chart of, actually, I have no idea what it's about.
1、2、3、4、5，为什么4跟5并在一起？7、6，2、3、4、5、7、6，
What do you make of it?
Not a whole lot.
怪
Tools used by a gardener for gardening. Bags
It's so blue.
蓝图。
It's bigger.
Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
我昨天煮饭的时候撞到那个抽油烟机，觉得好痛哦。想要跟那个时候鸟居在开台，想要跟他说我撞到抽油烟机好痛的时候，又觉得这恐怕是他一生无法体验的，还是不要跟他讲好了。
2 inches makes all the difference. It's bigger in here than I.
Bit of a decadent.
哦，
Sally, don't move. We're being watched.
Yeah, I see him. He's a little too big to hide in the bushes. Is anyone going to say anything?
对呀，
Or
好安
shall we
静，
just stand
快
around
点
staring at each other?
Right. Sorry.
，sorry
Sorry.
sorry，
That's better. I'm Sally. And the guy hiding behind me is Detective Grimoire. Who are you?
Fitzfellow,
Fitz
the gardener.
Mm-hmm.
你声音真
Why
好
are you
听，
so tall?
为什么你这么高？
I
你
don't
吃什么？
Sally, don't move.
Yeah, I
哎
see. He's...
哦，
Is anyone...
Or
shall
right,
we...
sorry.
That's better. I'm Sally. Who are you?
Fitz.
Mhm.
I don't know.
You work here.
你
as
是
the
园丁
gardener.
吗？
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
植物
What's the
狂
deal
热
with the plants? They're all kind of weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
哈，
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
Huh?
What's the
什么意
status
思
of the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like condense it as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener.
一定是 yes，他一定有研究，不敢跟我们讲。
I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did
那个
you
头上有鸡的女人
speak to each other?
A little, not too much.
她
We
有
both
来，
left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human.
有不像人类的尖叫。
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did
Poppy.
I not mention that?
Puppy 是谁？
Flora's room was locked.
Pop
That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
你撞坏的
Kick
吗
the？door down?
I did.
啊，是你啊。好，
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first.
哈哈，你在
Poppy
这里。
left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Fifi.
Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help.
太多人了。Fifi、Felix，你叫什么？Puppy，弗罗拉，不对，弗雷亚，弗罗拉，潘尼洛普，你是谁？
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
浩哥
I found her pacing back and forth around
侦
the
探
stone
浩哥
square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
人物好多呀。
Fitz's room is unlocked. It's up in the fellow tower.
This could be interesting.
Fizz 的房间，园丁的房间太寒酸了吧？这个是，你有养东西吗 ？Puppy？
Hello.
Not hidden very well, is it?
对呀、我要解锁，
Doesn't
给
need
我
to be. It's a
啊，
combination lock.
密码锁，
Sort of.
重新排列纸片。怎么今天一直在做这件事情？尖尖碰碰这边，这个，你的话，诶。这样就可以找出来了。这是一个往下的，哦，哈，往下。诶，没有其他啦。还可以不同的拼法是吗？水滴，还有什么？What？ 这个是往下的爱心，好，所以不是这个。然后，这个中型的这个，好。なるほど，理解了，我理解啦。这个上下尖尖，上下尖尖有了，这个也有了，中型的，还哎，那这个是什么？水滴吗？
There we go.
Perfect. Anything in there?
Yeah, it's wrapped in a cloth. Hold on. Huh. That's kind of ominous.
什么刀？ Hippie Love 夫妇，华丽的铲子。皮皮爱夫妇，谁呀？OK，FF 是你吗？我是不是有那个族谱啊？族谱 ，FF 全部都 FF， 哎。
It's a little handmade card. Someone's drawn a heart on the front. Inside it says, "To Fitz from PP." An empty glass and an empty plate.
Looking at it is making me want to cry.
Why?
Why？
I don't know. That poor plant.
Looks pretty healthy to me.
Healthy, but sad.
哈？
I think it would rather be outside.
你怎么知道？
There's someone outside the window.
Something outside the window. It's probably just a rock.
You sure?
为什么这里这么
Wait, so
空
not？ every room is going to be full of clues.
Huh.
They're just decorative.
Oh, so decorative.
没有灯泡。
It's locked, but it leads outside.
I thought we were halfway up a tower.
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
划开盖子，将土块移到正确的什么？哦，哈？
Nothing.
The tiles have all got that same...
Those moon symbols in the slots.
Maybe
are-
they're connected, but also not connected.
盖起来。
Nope.
Maybe the
So where is
entrance
it?
somewhere else.
嗯，
Ah,
You know, I...
what? The whole
Yeah.
thing?
Something about those symbols. The duality of the sun and moon.
二
you know?
元对立。
If you say so.
是还不能解吗？嗯。
Let's come back once we know what to do.
好。哦。
Is that a snow globe?
Of sorts.
这是缩小模型。
Hey, look, it's a model of Tangle Tower. There's the lake and those weird mountains. What are you
哦
thinking?，
That would make an amazing souvenir.
直男。
What's in
找
those bottles?
到 Tangle Tower 的水晶球，这个成就叫纪念品。
I'm not sure. Soil samples? I'm not sure. Soil samples?
这里有个书，
Fundamental entomology.
I guess somebody dropped it.
昆虫学
Books about
历
ancient
史。
These
history.
books are ancient history. I think they'd crumble into dust if I tried to pick them up.
Good excuse.
Thanks.
山
Books about geography.
地理、历史、地理、昆虫，这是什么？
Books about space.
太空？
They're relatively untouched. Sure, why
The
not?
search for the archive's downright poetic. It's an illustrated book about birds.
And it's been left open. Looks like somebody was halfway through reading it.
Or it was left open for us to find.
哇，
Ever so slightly unnerving.
鸟鸟，墨姬鸟是一种很聪明的鸟，很长寿， 即使以神秘鸟类的标准来说也是如此，其他的鸟经常攻击墨金鸟。哇，80，所以它大部分都一个人生活。它的饮食习惯很特殊，通常只吃菇有树的种子。菇有树，如土这个3个叶子，它只吃这个。诶，好可爱！你怎么长得这么像动森的居民？卡哇伊呢？这个东西好像在哪里看过，好像这个吧。所以这个叫做菇有树，然后我们的墨金鸟只吃菇有树。好，行。
A chalkboard.
Is this a library or a classroom?
这个东西曾经看过有，曾经看过的有。这种1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8，有到8吗？没有8啊。诶，1、2、3、4、5、6、7。嗯，是吗？是吗？191、193、206、209、201。诶，这个跟刚刚那个很像。先截图起来。有相似的地方吗？有一点像。1、2、3下面有5根，诶，但又有点差，好奇怪啊，看不懂。
I'm not sure I learned anything from that.
恭维。
Curious. I would expect bacteria of that nature to thrive in these conditions.
Excuse me.
Taking all the environmental factors into account, there must be something I am still missing.
May I talk to you, Miss?
Miss，
She knows we're here. She just doesn't care.
I am a detective, and I need to talk to you.
Correction. You do not need to talk to me.
Oh no?
why？
How come?
Because I am not a suspect. I am completely innocent of any and all crimes.
这是他的眼睛哦。
Thanks for letting me know.
Speaking of which, you have now been at Tangle Tower for over 23 minutes.
嗯，
Surely you have already reached a sturdy hypothesis.
A hypothesis about the murder?
Yeah, come on, Grimoire, hurry up.
My apologies. Unfortunately, protocol dictates I must at least meet all the suspects. And that includes you. So, could you tell me your name?
Fifi Fellow.
菲菲
Microbiologist, inventor, innovator.
，FF 是你吗？FF 是不是你？你是 FF 吗？
You will need to be more specific. Oneself cannot be summarized in a single response without doing one a great disservice.
你有没有跟园丁
Well,
交往？
first of all,
告诉我。
you're a fellow. So does that make you the daughter of...
Correct. My father and mother are named Flora and Felix, but you need not question either of them. It will only waste valuable time. Neither of them are capable of murder.
她是千金小姐
Thanks。for the tip.
Fifi, you said you were a micro something or other?
Microbiologist, but it is an insignificant label. My studies cannot be categorized in any one recognized field.
What made you want to become a scientist in the first place?
I harbor an intrinsic fascination with the microscopic. I constructed my first one at age 10.
Constructed a microscope?
Correct.
And what's that thing on your head? Did you make that too?
My eyesight began to deteriorate when I
Oh.
turned 12. Not satisfied with the eyeglasses prescribed to me, I designed this custom lens instead. It automatically adjusts based on the surrounding light conditions.
Does it glow red when you get angry?
No, but that would be most amusing. What can you tell me about the murder?
What can you tell me about...
哎，
Wait, that's
应该是我们
what
问嘛。
I'm supposed to ask.
Yes. However, you were too slow.
You fancy yourself a detective too, Fifi.
I just need to know what happened.
Me too. So talk.
Fine. I knew ahead of time that Freya was going to be busy with her painting all day, so I had planned to spend the afternoon with Poppy. I was in the library all morning preparing the equipment for an experiment, only to find out that Poppy had made other plans and she was in fact planning to ignore me completely.
Oh.
So what did you do instead?
I locked myself in my room and cried.
天哪，没有朋友，好可怜。原本要一起做事的，没有半个人鸟我。
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Why?
I don't know, it just sounds kind of sad.
It is not unusual.
哈，
Oh.
越来越难过了。
I was in my room. The lights were off and the door was locked. Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me. I opened the door. Poppy came into my room. Her makeup was leaking. She told me Freya was dead. I did not believe it. I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face. She insisted that we go up to Flora's tower. We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs. When I saw Freya lying on the floor, I was completely and utterly devastated. Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting. Poppy and I took the sample back downstairs to the library. We performed a test and found out that it was, in fact, blood.
You performed that scientific test immediately, even though you were feeling so upset?
Of course. Why would one affect the other?
好。
Fifi's bedroom should be unlocked now.
Can't wait.
现在就去。熊，他一定是好人。
A new suspect! Don't think you can get out being questioned just because you're a bear.
I'm innocent, I promise.
演什么戏啊？你们两个？
Save it for the judge.
这个是什么？能量饮？
I don't know what that drink is, but I bet it's 99% sugar.
I'd read you the ingredients, but there's nothing written on the can.
That's even worse.
It's a magnifying glass. A big one.
How come you don't have one of those?
Why? Because should I start smoking a pipe too?
刻板印象，难不成我说我是侦探，我就要用烟斗抽烟，我就是要随时携带放大镜
You
吗？
couldn't pull off a pipe.
太过分了！
The stuff.
You gonna rummage through the trunk?
No.
为什么不翻？
I give it 5 minutes
翻一
before you're
下
in。there.
The
You
stuff.
gonna rummage? I give it 5 minutes before you.
Scientific formula, probably. I'll openly admit I have no idea.
这个是什么
Like a microscope.
Can I touch it?
哪里？
I'm not sure.
水平滑动4个放大镜到正确位置，这很正确，是要弄得像这样。这个要放超大，这个普通大。这样可以吗？
I got it.
I'm impressed. Sounds like it unlocked.
Yeah, it's built. There's a book in here.
有个书啊，哎，用一个奇怪的金属装置锁着，让我解。就这样，不可以解那本书。
What's that big book?
Looks like something Fifi's
Is it a clue?
I hope not. It's just a bunch of notes about her microbiology.
What's that?
Looks like
Is it-
something. It's just a bunch of notes about her.
Fifi's got
What
something.
is all this?
What？ 这个是谁？这是 Poppy。Poppy 跟园丁在一起，所以 PP 是他 ，FF 是他。好啊，不好意思，这是莎莉。啊，你们两个什么意思？你什么意思？你跟他是你啊？ 哇，这个是夫人吗？夫人跟这是谁？啊，侦探跟这个 Puppy 的爸爸。Puppy 的爸爸跟鸟女，奸情，贵圈真乱。
Is Fifi?
Maybe. Did you ever try that?
No idea.
Who is that?
No idea.
Looks like Fitz.
Who's that?
Not sure.
Is that supposed to be me? Why do I look so angry?
蛮像的啊。
That's just the face you make when you're thinking. Does make you wonder, though. When did Fifi draw all this?
That's you, Sally.
What?
What?
I do not look like that, do I?
No.
It's Detective Hawkshaw.
浩哥，
Who's that?
Not sure.
Did you notice who isn't on here?
他自己
Freya?
跟弗雷亚
Mm-hmm. And
，Yeah， 专业窥探，好，接了一个成就，
crystal chandeliers. Extra fancy.
说不定兜兜转转全部都，
I don't know. They just seem
其
old-fashioned to
实
me.
我才是你的妈妈这样子。
Plus, they're kind of dusty.
Pretty.
We're supposed to-
And a simple trick, but it really
Boxes of stuff.
Signed. I'll openly admit I am.
Box of stuff.
床，
It's a bed.
Barely.
好，没了吧？现在这边有一个地方没有解，可恶！这是死者的房间，你也有熊熊
Freya's
哎，
there.
Looks pretty depressed.
He's had a rough couple of days. That painting is really something.
Why would you want it looming over your bed like that?
Maybe Freya enjoyed the atmosphere it creates.
The atmosphere of chaos and oppression?
Hang on. There's a smaller version down by the floor.
It's a photograph.
这是弗雷亚抽象画的一张小照片，一个纸胶带粘在这里，是这个吧？边缘用墨水画几条线，什么意思啊？看不懂。
That painting.
Why?
Maybe
Yeah,
there's
it's a photograph.
这个看不懂。
Drawing.
What's that one on the left?
Looks like one of them's holding a red rose.
捐情。Fifi、Puppy 跟 Fitz， 这是浩哥。OK，
A pillow with a.
It's a cushion.
Yeah, but that doesn't alliterate. It's a little glass.
I think it's a vivarium.
Come again?
See the leaves and twigs in there? Might have been for keeping insects.
It's phrased a little bit messy.
It's a perfectly healthy amount.
Do you think this was always supposed to be a bedroom?
I don't know.
No
It is.
windows either.
鱼
It's a fish? I
I
think.
think it looks more like a whale.
Fine, it's a whale.
Could also be a shark.
嗯，
And there's no
I
natural
like
light.
it.
好暗哦。先来去上厕所好了。 回来了，你有熊熊，我有森森，没有错啦。
Freya's plants. They must not need sun. It's a little wooden box for
装画
paintbrushes.
笔的小木箱
To，the casual observer, maybe.
我会不会刚刚有点调
They're
查
not real
太
paintbrushes.
太粗略，错过什么线索啊？算了，他们不是真正的画笔。
Looks like they're part of
他
some
们是
kind of
密码锁。
lock mechanism.
好的，将画笔调整为正确的顺序，整理纸张来找寻线索。正确的顺序。哈？どういう意味？哦，整理纸张来寻找线索。不对，纸张就这点吗？什么意思？哇塞，还真难。诶？诶？诶？这样有点被上一个游戏养坏了，觉得很靠近它会自动贴起来。所以什么意思？就算我调出来了，这是由小到大吗？1、2、3、4， 1、2、3、4、5、6。这个又是什么啊？绿色、蓝色。1、2、3、4、5、6。嗯，橘色跟粉红色是指笔杆哦，所以先橘色再粉红色。好，然后在这样的颜色里面呢， 这个比较大。蓝色比较大，这样吗？
Did you find a hint? It looks like a ripped up jigsaw puzzle.
诶，长度、颜色、笔刷、笔杆，对。笔刷，这个下面是数字啊，被上个游戏影响太深了。对，假设1、2、3、4、5、6，1、2、3、4、5、6，好，绿色的。1，蓝色，这个是刷子的形状，对，但是要怎么，符合1、2、3、4、5、6呢？1、2、3、4、5、6，后面这个全部都是问号。有趣有趣，我自己想想。长度也算是吗？
That was incorrect.
Each brush has various characteristics.
高度、刷毛形状、颜色、笔杆颜
The
色。
information we need is on the paper. Once it's been rearranged, I mean.
对呀，但是怎么样才算是正确顺序呢？没有这么复杂，真的。
Still locked.
So, there's a couple of brushes with each
我是不是不应该先玩那个整理了，再玩这个？问号，这个我觉得是这样啊，又是符合这个，又是符合这个的话，感觉就它啊。 蓝色就行吗？
Still locked.
So, there's a couple of brushes with
诶，这个是这样吧？就只有这只符合，同时是这个笔杆跟这个东西啊。哎，不对，这个也符合哎。
Still locked.
So, there's a couple of brushes with
嗯，1、2、3啊，4、5、6。
Still locked.
So, there's a couple of brushes with
哇，是这样对下来吗？什么东西配什么？这个要蓝色的。这个要这个方刷，这个要绿色的，这个要橘色的。
Still locked.
So, there's a couple of brushes with
Still locked.
There's a couple of brushes with
是开古姆尼粉膏，粉膏，粉桂不是啊？是不是要中风了？蓝色的粉。这3个是确定的，这个也确定，所以是这个跟这个不知道谁是谁，这个是错的，所以这样可以吗？
Still locked.
There's a couple of
嗯，
Still
There's a
locked.
couple of brushes with
好，不是这样想哦，我以为是长度。长度往上，
Still locked.
There's a couple of brushes with
Still locked.
There's a couple of brushes
有点生气啊。1、3。绿绿的，这个是顺序吗？
still locked.
There's a couple of brushes with.
嗯，
Let's take a break.
It's a little wooden box.
To the casual observer.
是这样吗？1要橘色的，2要绿色的，3要这个配这个配这个头，4要蓝色的，4要蓝色的。
There we go.
Perfect.
诶，
What was in the box?
Just a photograph. Well, most of a photograph.
这一个是2个年轻女孩的合照，一个红发，一个绿发。这是菲菲，这是弗雷亚。这个不知道是谁，少一大块，好像被撕掉了。他有穿螺旋袜跟皮带，会是谁呢？啊，好可爱啊！你看起来好哀伤哦，你是我全部里面看到最哀伤的一个人。
Sir?
Sir，
Can you hear me? I'm
我是
Private
古力摩。
Detective Grimoire. I have some questions for you.
Grimoire. Good mysterious name. I'd rather like it. Felix Fellow at your beck and call.
Felix，
And this is my colleague, Sally.
Yeah, that's a perfectly good name as well.
Thanks.
If you would, Mr. Fellow, we really need to ask you about the murder.
I must say I'm rather jealous of you two.
Oh, yeah? Why's that?
Out here solving mysteries, exploring new places, uncovering secret rooms, hidden treasures. That's what life is all about.
Secret rooms?
Generally speaking, you know, that sort of thing.
他说他很羡慕我们。
So, Felix, what exactly do you do?
他看起来像雕刻，哎，
Obvious.
探险家、
I'm an explorer. Explorer.
宝藏猎人。
treasure hunter.
We're talking like curse statues, spike pits.
It's a little more sophisticated than that. But I've certainly seen my share of danger, if that's what you're asking.
And, if I may ask, when did you retire?
You listen here. I may be between
冒险空窗
adventures
期
right，now.
我在想啊，这个东西，它的马尾解开的话，它会痛到在地上打滚吧？全部绑起来耶，一定超痛的哦！现在想起来就觉得头皮发麻。
But it's simply not in my nature to stay in one place for too long. I go wherever the winds of destiny take me.
Don't you live here with your wife and daughter?
Yes, well, the Fellow family has certain loyalties, and with Flora the way she is,
Flora 怎么
Nothing wrong
了
with？raising a family, Mr. Fellow.
don't misunderstand me. Fiona and Flora are my entire world. They are the greatest treasure of all.
Uh-huh.
Why on earth would you want to know about that?
The murder of Freya Fellow. The reason we're here?
Ah, right. Nasty business. Very unfortunate. I regret that I can't be of any help, but I wish you all the best in your investigation.
Hear that, Grimoire? We're done here. Let's go.
It's a simple question, Felix. I'm sure you're up to it.
Well, there's not much to tell. Mostly, I was in my room by myself, working on a project.
Your room is quite close to Flora's tower. You didn't hear anything unusual?
What qualifies as unusual?
What have you got?
嘿，为什么突然心虚？
It was dusk. A feeling lingered in the air. Malevolent, perhaps. Uncertain, as life itself.
Abridged version, please.
Right, fine. I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room. The footsteps were calm, orderly, so I thought nothing of it. Shortly afterward, I heard a second set of footsteps.
两个人。
Going the same way. This time I could tell just from the sound that something was wrong. So I looked out into the hallway. I got a glimpse of Poppy disappearing down the staircase to the floor below. Didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. I thought perhaps she'd had a disagreement with Fitz, as I know those two are close. So I looked into his room, just in case, but it was empty, as was the garden beyond his window. Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her. We went into Flora's room. Poor Freya was laying on the floor. Fiona, Poppy, Fitz, and Pointer were there already. Flora, too, of course. Soon enough, everyone else made their excuses and left.
Including you?
Not I. I stayed. Flora needed me.
It's a barometer.
I've never seen a barometer that wasn't broken.
Puffer
这
fish?
个好可爱哦。河豚应该没想到，我都已经把我自己弄得全身是毒了，他妈的人类还是一直想吃我，还是一直想吃，不顾中毒的危险。前几天好像我又看到有人吃河豚中毒了，到底在干嘛啊？人类？
Yes, it's also a lamp, for some reason.
海豚，好像海豚，对，海豚也喜欢那种被刺刺的感觉，就跟有人喜欢很臭的东西吃是一样的吧？这个好可爱
How。can you tell it's happy?
Well, the paint. Also, I mean, no offense, but you can just tell.
蓝色，诶，这跟他用的颜料是一样的，黄蓝黑白，黄蓝黑白，应该是一样的颜料吧？可是这个东西没有用到任何蓝色啊。为什么他们都这样？都用蓝色的颜料，可是没有在作品上面任何一点点蓝。怎么没有红色？
Nice. A real treasure chest.
How do you know this treasure?
Why else would it be locked?
昨天看新闻，布拉提有被河豚鱼秒混进去，完了！好险，我已经不吃布拉提很久了。我听说那些其实都是，也不是听说啊，确实就是真正的大鱼的小鱼苗。你吃小孩子，那些小孩子怎么就没办法成为大人啦？还是吃长大后的鱼吧，拜托了。
Plus, there's a treasure map hanging directly above it. What's the deal with that painting on the front?
Not sure. We should check that treasure map too.
使用藏宝图找出宝箱挂锁的密码组合。啊！龙，这个叉叉哦，左边有龙，前面有山跟一棵树，所以再去对照我们会在哪里吗？ 这边，对，这边。我站在那边的话，龙在右边。这边往前看的话，左边有龙，右边有山，前面有树。这边 I4。是吧？左青龙，右绿山，前绿树，叉叉在胸间。
Nothing.
诶，北是这个吗？这个吗？可是这个北又是什么？这个东南西北是什么？是这样，东南I3的南边这样子吗？I3的南边，那我可以写I5的北边啊，还是就是要刚好对到，同时有东西南北4个。I3的南边试试看。
Still locked.
I think there's like
No.
different versions.
I4的南边呢？
That
The
was
padlock is just a grid reference for the map.
什么意思？
that was
The padlock has 3
字
different
母、
inputs.
数字跟
The
罗盘
letter
方
is
向。
just a grid reference for the map.
哦，不是 I4吗？I4朝北看，
that
The padlock just a grid.
那这边有个叉叉，对啊，所以我们是在这一个才可以看到这张图，所以就在这呀。我不懂方位要干嘛？还有个参照物没有对到，鸟鸟哦，鸟鸟也要对哦。哇，鸟鸟要对的话，代志就不是这么简单了。前面有树跟鸟，树跟鸟要一起，树跟鸟要一起。对耶。不对啊，鸟跟树要一排。 啊，左青龙，他们前方是树，还有鸟，这样吗？这个看一下，左青龙，右青山，前方是树，还有鸟。哦，这个吧，左青龙，右青山，前方有树，还有鸟。这个往这边看 C， 所以是 H6 C。
There we go.
Perfect. What was in the box?
More wooden models. These are a little different to the one on the desk.
诶，有点可怕。一个类似绿发小女孩的模型，这是 Flora， 这是 Freya， 这个是直直的宽肩，目前只有看到 feet 啊。诶，红色的颜料，这个是什么？这是刚刚那只鸟吗？它的头是红色的。
That's
I
massive.
hope so. It's a magic lamp. Can we summon
If we get really stuck, sure.
It's a drinking
Is it
horn.
full of air?
Right now, it's just full of the entire
No, it's
room.
not just. It's the actual hose. What is it?
He's an imp.
What does he?
Well, if you tell.
Oh, it's a barometer.
I've never seen a barometer though.
这里有个月
A
亮，
pencil drawing of a mountain.
Mood.
为什么不能看？
The entire room
No,
is.
it's not just me. It's the
这里也
actual
很多
hose.
珠宝。
Definitely
It's
correct.
not everything is cursed. More map.
No, they're just.
A map.
That's a very boring way to describe a treasure.
beats 好，可以看别的房间吗？我实在是很想解那个太阳月亮，但我没有办法。这里是鸟女。哇，这个好可怕哦！
Check out that butterfly.
Looks evil.
Wow.
看起来 evil， 对，
My little writing desk.
There's nothing written in the book, although someone's torn a page out of the middle.
有色页。
But the birds are
Is that a
coming.
metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
什么？他说什
They're
么？
bird cages.
他们是鸟
The
笼，
birds are coming
但是
and
这些
going
鸟是自
freely.
由的。你也可能以为自己很自由吧，因为他们还是在这个大笼子里面啊。
Is that a metaphor?
Oh, it totally is.
哎呀，好像想起了什么呢？哎呀，哎呀，
What's those little windows down there?
下面的小窗户是怎么回
I
事？
think they're there for draining
Oh,
rain.
排水？
and especially fancy cage.
And it's home to 3 especially fancy
3只
birds.
非常奇特的鸟，3只色彩鲜艳的小鸟关在一个华丽却沉重的笼子里面。这个是你吗？那个说只吃什么什么的那只墨鸡鸟。
Bird
They're
dice.
beautiful. Someone.
Bird
They're
diary.
beautiful. Someone.
Oh, just beautiful. What is it?
Huh?
Sort of a delicate jade, but with a little seafoam green, is that right?
他在说什么？
Sorry?
啊，头发。
What shade do you use? It's lovely. And that shape, you're really pushing the envelope.
她是变装皇后吗？
Oh, thanks. I do what I can to offset Grimoire's beige on brown ensemble.
Detectives don't need to be brightly colored. We prefer to blend into the background.
Oh, you're the detective? Delightful. Penny Pointer, pleasure.
Is that short for Penelope?
Officially, yes, but I never can be bothered with all 4 syllables of it. Penelope sounds a little ostentatious coming out of the mouth, don't you think?
Sure. Yeah.
20-something, Aquarius.
水瓶座
loves to travel, and nearly
哎，
all
我现在要离开对话。
are birds.
他们的朋友都是鸟，你们去哪里旅行？
Anywhere at all, as long as it has ornithology, they call it. I call it the only thing I've ever
研
been
究
good
鸟类的专
And
家
have。you studied the birds here at Tangle Tower?
at. But of course, where else do you think I developed my love of the field? No matter where I go, I always find myself coming home to Tangle Tower.
Because of the birds.
Oh, no, because of him. Silly to
他
admit,
喜欢那
but
个教
I
授吧
suppose I can't？ bear
那个
for us to be apart.
point 重点教
Who
授
are。you talking?
Oh, don't you know? My fiancé,
诶
dear Fitz. He's not really the traveling type.
诶，刚刚的
Fitz fellow.
The very one.
You're engaged to a member of the
刚
fellow
刚的
family? That's
图
interesting.
I'm not especially interested in whatever tedious feuding goes on between our 2 families. Fitz and I find it much easier to stay out of it altogether. I awoke early and headed down into the greenhouse to see Fitz. He's always there, crack of dawn, every morning like clockwork.
How come?
It's where he's happiest. That and he has a great deal of work to do every day, watering, pruning, mulching, whatever that is.
Do you help him with the work in the greenhouse?
Oh, no. I wouldn't dream of it. I'd probably break something.
So, you stayed with Fitz the whole day?
No. In the early afternoon, he went back inside. Rather suddenly, as it happens.
Did he say why?
He didn't. Probably just a touch of heat stroke, the poor dear. He's more delicate than you'd think.
What did you do after that?
Let's see. I returned to the aviary to feed my birds.
And how many birds are you responsible for?
Officially 4, but in truth, it's more like 400.
Can they not feed themselves?
Of course.
我知道他叫什么了，快乐女郎。
But I think they just like the company. As do I. Sometime in the evening, I left the aviary and headed back towards my room. But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. He was muttering something. Seemed a bit upset, the poor dear. I followed him
他
down.
过去了，他也
The
过
grand
去
hall was
了
empty by the time I got
上
there.
去了就发
Empty
现
aside
了。
from Detective Hawkshaw, who was loitering over by the library. I don't know what it was, but she looked a little lost. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower. I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up
上
with him.
去
but Felix appeared and blocked my path. For some reason, he was coming out of Fitz's bedroom. He looked rather lost, too. I told him I was looking for Uncle. He suggested we look up in Flora's tower room. We could see from the hallway. The door was off its hinges. I knew then something was terribly wrong. A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya. Uncle Pointer was there. Fitz, too, standing over in the corner with Fifi and Poppy.
What about Flora?
Of course, silent as ever. Uncle suggested we should leave. Give the others some space, you know. So he and I both returned to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
We can get into Penny's room now.
Now, like, right now?
等一下，
I don't like mirrors.
这里不近。
I do if I wait. I can feel if one.
诶，它的这个空间没有什么
There's a letter P carved into the
可以
side.
解的东西哦，完全没有。来，好吧。
That's sunflower.
There's something weird about it. It just feels out of place.
一种色彩鲜艳、形状奇特的花，看起来很健康，照顾得很好。有吗？但是这个土就是蓝色的，还有一个爱心。
Traveling cases.
Empty. All of them.
全部都是空箱，它在干嘛？
It's a birdhouse.
Are those real birds?
嗯，
Nope. They're wooden.
They're using up all the perches. What if a real bird wanted to use it?
调整7只鸟的位置。1、2、3、4、5、6、7不是这个。1、2、3、4、5、6、7是这个吗？还是啊色彩学？色彩学吗？这两个，诶，这两个会生出鳃性，这两个会是浅绿色，这两个是绿色，这两个浅绿色，对，这两个出来会是鳃性，对吧？
No, that was it.
Nice work. Did the door open?
哦 ，Now I'll get her。什么？而且还有一些红色的花瓣。一东good morning。
That bit.
Does it feel warm?
No, you're right.
It's not coming from the bed. It's coming.
A little tea set.
One of the
What's in the other one?
birdseed.
帽
Ever
子，
get the feeling you're being
The
watched?
mannequins don't have eyes.
That's not. That's a big window. Anything in there?
Bed sheets.
That's not even remotely suspicious.
好，这个，这里是音乐室。哦，终于见到你了。要从哪里开始调查呢？大提
Who
琴。
plays the violin, I wonder?
It's pretty dusty, so I'm guessing nobody.
Oh,
Well,
whatever.
it is the music
What's
practice.
with all the broken glass?
这个怎么跟花园里面的那个人鱼竖琴有点像？喇叭里面跟地面上都是玻璃碎片。这应该是他干来的
Are they paper lanterns?
纸灯笼，
Whatever they are, I like them.
还蛮好看的。
It's like a little parade of floating
小
spirits.
幽灵，
1.
Yep.
Oh,
书
25.
柜，
4.
Yeah.
Am I the only one seeing the problem? It's
Don't
one of
touch
the-
it.
Why not?
Might be haunted.
好，哎呦，哦
Are
，Jesus，
you a ghost?
Sally, that's rude.
Oh my
She is a
God，
ghost.
It may come as a disappointment,
啊
but I am alive.
，OK，
That makes you a suspect, I'm afraid.
I know.
What's your name?
My name is Poppy. I'm a pointer and a pianist.
We'll need to ask you a few questions about Freya.
I know.
Hey, you're pretty good.
All in the wrist. And 13 years of dedicated practice.
你13岁哦。哦
I'm，just me. There's nothing to know.
How are you related to the other pointers?
你跟你家还好吗？
My father is Percival Pointer. The professor spends most of his time hidden away in his tower. Barely speaks to anyone these days. Especially not the fellows.
Do you get on with the fellows?
2 of them. Fifi and Freya are my closest friends.
所以那张照片就是他，他们去年都19岁了。
Leave Tangle Tower? I don't mean to be rude. It's just, if you're 19...
You don't have to answer that, Poppy.
It's a fair question. I'd like to move away. Definitely. Fifi, Freya, and I would often talk about it, argue about it. Freya wanted to leave, but Fifi,
菲菲想留在这里，
things are more complicated for her.
What about now?
After what happened, I really don't want to stay here much longer.
好可怕，好可怕！
3.5 hours of piano practice. Soon as I wake
这
up.
里啊，简直就像是修图过度的感觉。指尖工具直接往这边推一下，哇！
3.5. Does that not hurt your hands?
Sure.
And you do this in the music room?
No, I prefer to practice in my room. When I make mistakes, I like to.
啊，我可以理解，我可以理解。
What did you do after that?
这就是为什么我也不喜欢开台画工作稿，画错了很糗。
I was supposed to meet Fifi in the library, but I totally forgot. When I finally got down there, she'd already gone. I checked her bedroom, but it was locked.
Was Fifi not in there?
No idea. She keeps her door locked either way. So I went back upstairs and out into the moonlight garden.
The what?
The little garden on the roof outside my room.
Was it just you up there?
No. Fitz came outside after a while. His room's on
月
the
光
other
花园
side.
就是我想过去，但是我过不去的那边。
So, did you talk to him?
Not really.
You ignored each other.
I didn't say that. Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the
谈恋
afternoon.
爱，谈恋爱。
This sound lasted about 3 seconds. I've been trying to decide how to describe it.
不像人类的尖叫声。
It was like something drilling into a piece of metal, but different, worse. I was pretty sure it was coming from Flora's tower. So we
钻
went up
进
there
金
to
属的
check.
话，就
The
是
door was locked.
钻进留声
Nothing
机
was
吧。
answering. I knew Freya and Flora were both supposed to be in there. So I made Fitz kick down the door. I went inside. Freya was lying on the floor.
Flora was in the room too?
Yeah. I think she realized what had happened at the same moment I did. I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi. Her door was still locked, but I knocked and shouted at her. Eventually, she let me in. The lights were off, but I could see she'd already been crying.
嗯，
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry. First time I've ever seen her angry. I dragged her out into the hall. My father was there too, for some reason. The three of us went back up to Flora's tower. Then Felix arrived. He had Penny with him. Fifi had this idea. She wanted to do some kind of scientific test. She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes. After she was done, she went back upstairs and I went back to my room.
That's it?
That's it.
哼，好的。
All right. Poppy's bedroom is unlocked.
I wonder what's in there.
现在马上，伊马斯古。哇，好像那个、哦。对，抱歉，但是我本来想要讲那个阿达家族那个女生，我想说她是叫做 Friday 吗？不对，不对，不对，不对，是 Wednesday。Friday 那么开心，怎么可能是 Friday？
It's a metronome.
节拍器
It's ticking.
卡住了。
Is it a bomb?
It's supposed to be ticking. Not sure what those symbols are, though.
使用按钮旋转这个节拍器。诶，刻度环是顶部圆环，什么意思？这样吗？嗯？嗯？顶部圆环， 不是进去了吗？
There we go.
哦，是这样哦。嗯，这一关好奇怪。
What happened?
Little
Hey.
hatch unlocked in the back.
Anything in there?
Mm-hmm. Part of a photograph.
你以前长这样啊？她是喜欢流行乐的少女吧，而不是古典乐。
There's something about that pink cassette tape. Something suspicious.
Let's ask Poppy about it.
给弗雷亚的卡带是你送的？哦，
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
And do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea.
是钢
Acid
琴。
jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
那就你了，
Sure, it doesn't belong to you.
Why are we even talking about this?
因为他在现场。
Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
你说谎，
Not my color.
出示照片。
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
We need a clue to compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these
出示
colors.
照片。
Let's take a closer look at this.
哦，啊，圆圆，嗯，什么意思？我们刚刚是在 Poppy 的房间发现的。在这张哦是不是 Fifi 用的，不是犯罪现场，不是 Freya 房间，这两个其中一个。哦，粉红色录音机。粉红色卡带发现与犯罪现场吻合。哦，
The pink
这样。
cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
可以吗？
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it.
什么？哈？
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
Poppy 现在很恨 Fifi 跟 Freya。Poppy 不想再像那样，这两个都有可能。但是会撕碎的话，这个吧。
Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it.
It.
Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
The reason she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
对啊，抹杀以前的黑历史。
Time is a powerful thing.
Hold on. This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to
真
Freya as a
好。
gift years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed.
对，
There's
他是在听
gotta
你
be
的
a
歌
connection
哎。
between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Oh, whatever it is.
Well, it is the music. Gotta
What's
practice.
with all the broken glass?
还可以再一次吗？哎，打勾了哎。
I need to confirm.
Confirm away.
What can you
she'd
And
like
do you
to
know
know
what
as
It sounds an.
Sure, it
Why
doesn't.
is
The
it?
tape was.
It's not.
Why not? You used. We need.
他是有必要
Let's take a closer look at this.
再重新来一次吗？
The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is not me.
Yeah, it is. I'll prove it. You look a little different, but it's clearly a photo. Why'd you tear it up?
I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
这个
Poppy hates Fifi and
You
Faye.
sure about that?
Not entirely. I think the answer is pretty straightforward.
哦，选错的答案就是再重选一次，真感人。
The photo proves.
You sure about
Not.
that?
I think the answer is.
那不就这样？
It makes this.
所以我选对了嘛？
Passage.
Hold on. This means that
I recorded.
Freya could have.
there's one other.
How
thing.
did I have no idea?
好的。还有一个房间没有去，这个房间看完，我们就去吃饭吧。屁股，屁股。
You know, I've always wanted one of those.
A mechanical solar system? What would you do with it?
I would look at it.
这
Wait a
这
minute.
这一个是
Earth in the middle, sun on the outside. How old is this thing?
旋转围绕中心的5颗行星、太阳跟月亮。就好，我要做什么？把阴影给填满吗？随便
Nothing.
按
So there are two ways to move the shadows. Rotate the planets and rotate the sun and moon.
对，我谢谢你哦，谢谢你的提示哦。 是要符合某一片。重来。10点半。哎，抱歉，直接开了。现在有人还在用卡带吗？我有卡带，但是我已经没有录音机了。诶，这个这样中了。ごめんなさい。到底是要我做什么
？I guess that's
I
wrong.
think you just need to get the shadows to line up with the shape on the base.
嗯哼。有机会吗？我不是。最远再这么折是不可能的，可是这个不用又很可惜。月亮根本就，哎，月亮可以耶。1、2、3，1、2、3。这好难哎，对啊。跟阴影的形状对齐。哦哦哦哦哦哦！有点意思，有点意思，有点意思。这样可以吗？好像有对齐，又好像没有对齐。
sun and moon
Cool.
need to be at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock.
为什么
The shape on the base is symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which is which.
1点跟5点？1点1 2 3 4 5，我是对的啊。我对啊。哦。哦，诶，我刚刚为什么可以调到1点跟5点啊？我好厉害啊！
No, that was it.
Nice work. Did you hear that?
There's a
A
little.
bunch of paper. Looks like somebody's research.
金龟子、金甲虫，它是黄金。大便发出巨大的嘶嘶声，无法消化，它会招来厄运。它吃什么？
Shh, listen. Do you hear them? The stars. They're whispering. So quiet, and yet so loud.
What are they whispering about? Are they spreading rumors about us?
I shouldn't think they concern themselves with such insignificant. We are but specks of dust.
你我都
you
不
and
过是
I.
尘埃而已，没错。
Mm-hmm. Could this speck of dust start by telling me his name?
好敷
You
衍哦。
find yourself standing in the astronomy tower of one Professor Percival Pointer.
Seems like this tower belongs to the Pointers, and the other one belongs to the Fellows.
Well observed, my dear.
你看，铁皮屋，这是头发吗？是铁皮屋吧？
Tangle Tower is something of a duality, as it happens. Meaningless boundaries, really. They exist only in our minds.
Helpful.
Me? Not much to say. Strictly speaking, I'm the current head of the Pointer family. And of course, father to my precious Poppy.
And a professional astronomer?
Oh no, that's just a little hobby. I mean, yes, I've studied the stars for over 35 years, published 17 books.
Just a little hobby.
Sounds like you're quite well known. You must bring in a good amount of money.
Oh dear me, no. My field of research has never yielded any kind of stable financial
不赚钱的意思
return.
吗？
Nor would I expect it to. I am nothing but a humble interpreter for the cosmos, working to translate its message so that I may share it with the world.
Cool. Tell the Cosmos I say hi.
外国人都好会敷衍别人哦。
The day began as any other, with blissful, unremarkable routine. I took my usual morning walk around the gardens. Fresh air does wonders for the mind.
它的铁皮屋刚刚水了一下，铁皮软的有弹性给过，是一个这个伸缩自如的铁皮呢。
Did you see anyone else?
Penelope and Fitz were in the greenhouse together. I didn't bother them, of
而
course.
且只要是台湾的小孩都看过这个颜色的铁皮，还有这个颜色会用在工地外边的铁皮，这个只要再喷点漆，写个什么禁止停车，然后可能停还写错，就会超级讲这个颜色的铁皮非常非常的常见。
I sat for a while besides the pond in the garden. It's a favorite spot of mine. Eventually, I returned to my tower and buried myself in my studies for the afternoon.
Did you use your telescope yesterday?
Once the stars began to appear, naturally.
好想去对一下这个色号哦，不能说很像，只能说是一模一样啊！这两个
For how long?
I can't say. I've been known to lose hours at my telescope.
Did you see anything?
No actual discoveries, if that's what you mean.
So you were all alone up in the astronomy tower. Must have been a while before you found out what had happened to Freya.
Quite. Normally, I would be the last to find out about such a thing.
好，先说现在的结论，我觉得凶手是他。
But a curious tug of fate led me towards the fellow tower later that evening.
感觉只是一个感觉，
I was at my telescope for the majority of the evening.
But at one point, I returned to my desk to look something up in a reference book. I couldn't find the book I wanted, so I figured Fiona must have borrowed it. I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall. I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library. She looked impatient and slightly frustrated.
Same as ever, then?
Quite. I passed her by and went upstairs to Fiona's room. The door was locked, but I
小
could
智
hear
很可爱。
shouting coming from
对。
inside. I recognized Fiona's voice as well
你
as
女
the voice of my
对你
own
女儿被
daughter.
打哎。
I had no desire to invade their privacy by eavesdropping, so I waited for them to finish and come out into the hall. Before I could ask about the book, Poppy grabbed my hand and took me upstairs along with Fiona. It was apparent that both of them had already been crying about something. We went up to Flora's tower. Freya was laying on her back, right in the middle of the room. Flora and Fitz were already there. They both looked stoic as ever. Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did, and then Fiona went downstairs with Poppy for
他
some
们去做
reason.
鉴定。
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
Why did you leave so quickly? Wasn't there anything you could have done to help?
Don't take this the wrong way, but the whole ordeal is fellow family business. I'm quite sure they don't need me getting in the way at a time like that.
嗯哼。嗯，
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all.
可以哦。好，回到这里。问号问号问号。
That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the Moonlight Garden most of the afternoon. We heard this sound. Lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. So I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs. They're just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice.
你女儿被打哎，这就跟她输赢啦。
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Freya.
Then I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
They don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other. That's all the statements collected.
那这个我等一下，这后面也太可爱了。呵，这个还是锁起来的。
Locked.
There must be some way to get it open.
嗯，身为莽夫，实在不擅长动脑。不会啊，我觉得代入你做的很好。一致的供词才怪怪的吧？八甲，没错，好想解这一
It's
题。
locked.
I thought
We are.
What's that thing by the handle?
亮。
Let's come back once we.
哦，每一间我们都去过了吗？
What is all this?
这两个是怎么样啊？他不是跟他一起吗？他说他跟他一起呢。啊，这两个又是怎么样？啊，对啊，凶手是他。
Did you notice who isn't on here?
Freya?
Mm-hmm. And Fifi herself.
我猜可能是我漏了什么。大哥啊，你知道花园怎么进去吗？诶，
Hanging basket. You're only
2 inches makes all. This
Okay,
one
that is-
looks like a gemstone, don't you think?
不寻常蓝色。
tools used by gardening.
But
Totally.
I am not.
Hanging
To
basket.
you,
You're only
2 inches makes all.
bags of soil.
It's so.
That's a handsome
Looks
beast.
like- Is that fruit?
Too shiny. I think it's glowing.
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no.
他的未婚妻，可是你明明就这是什么？这是哪里？哦，人物图，还有什么可疑之处吗？感情蛮可疑的吧？还是我是可以出示这些照片给他们看？密友、妈妈、爸爸，他还真的长得谁都不像。哦，
I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
雪雨，好久不见。
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any.
哦，是可以这样出示是吗？
This photograph is my favorite photograph.
So, why'd you rip it in half?
That was not me. Besides, it was not a half that was ripped off. It was only a third.
哦，可以出示啊，可以出示的话，那事情就可以有比较多的发展。好，我们先来去吃饭吧。要 要晚上再开。每一个都可以出示讯息量很大，原来如此，我就蛮想针对这个人的，因为我很想去那个花园。哎、
Any idea who this is?
No.
屁
idea.
啦屁啦屁啦！
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to.
好像吃饱饭再来比较好。今天先这样，不是今天先这样，这一台先这样。我们就吃个饭，晚点再度相见咯。吃饱是没问题的，你们也是哦。我来学降落好了，这次正当一点。我看一下要怎么用，刚刚用错啦，总不可能再错第二次吧？让我学一下好不好？不懂。好，我又失败了。那就降落到我晚点要开的台好了。降落只是一个概念。晚点见啦，大家。